This is the Roboskull. It is the MK2 version. I have it set up in a diorama here, and as you can see, it pretty much dominates the whole diorama. And I also have one of the twins here, give you an idea of how it scales with a classified figure. Now, this particular Roboskull only comes with the 112 innards. I do not have the 118. So keep that in mind. This is only set up for 112 action figures. Also does not include the 118 pilot that was originally with the set. What this does include is the flight stand, which has two different adjustments. There's an adjustment for height, and then there's one that's more for a pose that's a bit lower. And then we'll get into that flight stand because it also includes some additional blast effects. We'll get into those as well. So this would be the cockpit, and I'm going to go ahead and stick him in there. I always was kind of torn on who to put in there. That Crimson Baroness looks great in there too. Of course, Destro, but let's pop him in there. Okay, here we go. That Crimson matches up pretty darn good. So here he is seated in the cockpit, very comfortable. Got a lot of cool details in there. Look at that. His controls, even on his side there. It's got different controls and a display. So really very compatible with G.I. Joe Classified. And in fact, one of the designers actually was let go from Hasbro and picked up by the Roboskull folks and was involved in many of the aspects of the design. So in a lot of ways you have, and that was Corey Cantaloupe, so in a lot of ways you have one of the architects of G.I. Joe Classified deeply involved in the design of this. Now you might ask, why is he getting rid of it? Well, I bought this when the Kickstarter campaign ran, and we had no vehicles for G.I. Joe. We didn't even have the HISS tank. And I'm into toy photography, and I wanted to get some vehicles to put these guys in. So I did, and it took a while. This clicks in there. It took a while, look at that, to get this. And by the time it did arrive, I was starting to acquire vehicles and a HISS tank, etc. And for me, I've just really run out of space. It's not so much about the money as it's about needing to make some space. And there's another window down here, as you can see. And then let's get into these wings, because he's got guns up here, and those can be swapped out with the eyes. Those eyes come out, you can swap those out with guns or blast effects. You can see they're kind of plain, and there is a sticker set for these wings that we will include. And I believe some things can plug into this thing here on the side even too. But anyway, I think I knocked one of these guns off, actually. This one right here. So there we go. And he's in there. As you can see, there's even rockets inside his mouth and blast effects that go in there. So let's gonna dig in. Side view, so you get the wing there, and there is some articulation. This is adjustable here, and you can kind of pull it close to the body there, give it a slimmer profile, or you can straighten it all the way out. I'm not sure if you wanted to do that. I kind of prefer either keeping them straight or pulling them inward, just depending on what I want to do. But anyway, as I was saying, I have just really run out of space, and I don't feel like I'm really giving this as much love as it should get. And yep, that's the size of it. I think it would probably get a lot more love in somebody else's collection. Okay, let's check out the rear. Okay, getting into the rear. I'm not quite sure what this is, but it is adjustable. And there's a middle piece in there that you can kind of pull out. Obviously, we got a lot going on the back side here. Pretty cool design. There's a slot here where a storage chest, I guess you would call it, this component pops in there. And I have drones in there right now, but you could put some other things in there for sure. But really looks great on the back end. It really, you can come up with some great shots for the technicians in there working on this thing. Really killer, really killer. Don't really know what else I can add about the side, other than, as I said, there's a sticker set, a lot more stickers available. Accessories first, we have the display stand, which I'm glad I picked it up. As I mentioned, it's got two different options as far as the height. So you have this one, which is a higher display height, and it's straight. This one is a lower one, but it's actually kind of curved upwards, so you really get a neat profile. And then there's storage inside. Obviously, you have two sides with the other display. Just wanted to make that clear. Everything is okay. You're going to get a total of 6 of the drones, the skeleton drones. You also get the pod that fits into the back, and it's got a little clear stand on the bottom there, so you can use that for a variety of different things. And there's more. Okay, so we also have blast effects made just for the Roboskull. We got a lot of them. On the left there is the electric effect that comes out of his mouth. I believe you could probably port that into some other spots too if you wanted to. Then you have these 4 big blast effects. Those, like I said, can come out of the eyes, can also come out of the guns on the wings. And then you have these 2 smaller blast effects, and then you have these 4 thin blue laser effects, and those can come out of the guns that are in his mouth. So this guy is brutal, and he is freaking heavy metal. So you get all this stuff, the display stand with the 2 different options of display. You get 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many blast effects? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blast effects, as well as the pod that fits into the back and the stand. So there's a lot here. And I also have the original packaging. We'll take a look at that. Okay, and then you also get the battle plans. You get the owner's manual, all the stickers. I haven't touched any of those, even where it's white. Those are actually white stickers. Everything is there. Like I said, haven't touched any of those. This has been in the big envelope, so it's in pristine shape. And I think it's just blank on the other side, but it's a very thick cardstock. Would make a great poster. And there's another set of decals in there. So everything is there, and it's all going to go into the original packaging. Roboskull MK2.